Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Use of computer applications in research. Lecture number 19. Now we are proceeding towards the end of this lecture series on research methodology. So let us look at how computer can help in research. And in today's time, it definitely has a very big role to play. All the statistical tools and other things are all software driven. This we had learned in the previous lecture. Computers have become indispensable tools in modern research, aiding in every stage from initial design to disseminating findings. They facilitate data storage, analysis, simulation, and knowledge sharing, significantly enhancing the efficiency and scope of research across various disciplines. So there is no doubt about the fact that we cannot do research without the help of computers. So computer application in research has now become a must, because all the tools that are actually used for literature, survey, or to compute the data, if you are using any statistical tool, ANOVA or any of those, SPSS, R and Stata and all of this, these are all computer driven. And in the last class, we just took a look at how it is possible and easy to even do plagiarism check through Turnitin and many other such tools. They are all softwares of different types used for different purposes. Computer application in research. This slide has been sourced from SlideShare. It is used for model processing, sample size calculation, managing missing data, performing computation, in estimating accurate p-value, data analysis and interpretation. So it is not just in one sphere that computer is being used, that there is application for computer in research in just modeling the process or in just calculating the sample size. It is also used in managing missing data, performing computation, and the whole lot of computational chemistry is dependent on computers. You can't do any computational chemistry calculations unless and until you have those softwares which can simulate these calculations. So you now will be able to appreciate that computer application in research is huge. It contributes to the researcher's work in a very, very big manner. At every stage, he requires to consult or use computer. Whether it is even noting down the logbook, the daily notebook that I was talking about, LIMS and other such, electronic notepad, ELNS, all these are related to computer. Hence, the computer application is immense. Now, this slide I have taken from MATLABsimulation.com. For any PhD research, the topics in computer applications could be advanced image processing and computer vision, machine learning and data analysis, signal processing for communication system, quantum information and computing, biomedical engineering and bioinformatics, control system and robotics, financial engineering and econometrics, renewable energy system optimization, cyber security and network analysis, human computer interaction, IoT and smart systems. Oh, I mean, this is just a few of them that you can choose your PhD research topic from any of these computer application or computer aided research. It is very important to understand that all these and many more than this, I have just enlisted 11 because it was in showing only 11 in the slide, but I am sure there are many more opportunities for selecting a research topic where computer application is the prime factor. Data management and analysis. We saw in the previous lecture that how computer can help us because of different softwares. Data management and analysis, data storage, data analysis, qualitative data analysis, and data visualization. Data storage. Computers allow for the efficient storage and retrieval of large data sets, which are often generated in research experiments. Data analysis. Sophisticated software like SPSS, Stata, and R provide powerful tools for statistical analysis, data mining, and pattern recognition. Qualitative data analysis software like NVivo and Atlas TI assist in coding and analyzing qualitative data from interviews, focus groups, and many such surveys and questionnaires. Data visualization tools for creating graphs, charts, and other visual representations of data make it easier to interpret and communicate the finding. So you can appreciate that it is for data storage, for data analysis, for qualitative data analysis, for data visualization. We need computers in all these particular topics that I have mentioned just now. Why? Because in today's research time, what has happened, we have totally become machine dependent. Earlier, people used to sit and calculate. Now, just by putting the data in the software, one can do the calculations very easily and very readily. Research designing and planning. Even when we are doing research designing and planning, there is a huge lot of assistance that is obtained from computers. In literature survey, in sample size determination and questionnaire design. Databases and research engines allow researchers to quickly assess and review existing literature. So because literature is so vast, unless and until we take the help of computer, it is physically not possible for today's researcher to go through chemical abstracts as what we used to do at our time. Because that time computers were not so developed, they were not available, not so many softwares were available. So therefore, we were dependent on manual or physical searching of the data. But now literature review can be searched through database and search engines like Google Scholar, ScienceDirect.com, and SciFinder, SciHub, and many other. Sample size determination. Statistical software helps in calculating appropriate sample sizes for research studies. Now, even for I have to make a study. I want to decide whether I want to take 10 as sample size, or I want to take 100 as sample size, or I want to take 200 as sample size. So that also is helped by computer to decide, because the statistical method is made in such a manner that the sample size can be regulated. Questionnaire design. Online platforms like Google Form, SurveyMonkey, and Qualtrics enable the creation and distribution of online surveys. So it is also possible that one can actually do the, make a Google form for any questionnaire that we want to do. It need not necessarily be just for registration in a conference. It can be of anything. You just put the questions and the Google form then takes the format. And similarly, SurveyMonkey and Qualtrics also does the same thing. So you will see that in research and planning, all this is so convenient and so easily done, because you will realize that if these tools were not handy to you, it would not have been so easy for you to conduct research in that stipulated period of 3 to 5 years. You would have spent a huge amount of time writing the questionnaire, what questions. So they are also suggestive. If you take the help of AI, they tell you, you can ask this question, you can ask this question, these are the pertinent questions related to your topic. And then you can make your choices, you can make your own language, and so on and so forth, and make the Google form very easily and very quickly. So that is the kind of advantage that it has when we say. Similarly, when we are looking at literature review, particularly literature review is a huge colossal work. You cannot do it physically by going one by one. So what do? You put the keywords, and accordingly, choosing the keywords, those papers pop up. And when they pop up, you can go through the title of the paper and the abstract of the paper, and at least get to understand whether or not these papers are relevant. Mostly, if you have put the correct keywords, the relevant papers only will pop up, and you will be able to see them very clearly. Similarly, in simulation and modeling, scientific simulations and modeling are very much an integral part of our research methodology. Computers enable the creation of complex models and simulation to test hypotheses and predict outcomes. Workplace simulation. In organizational psychology, simulation can be used to analyze and optimize workplace dynamics. So you will see that whether it is scientific simulation, it helps because computers have those software capabilities which can help even to create the most complex model into a simple. One can predict modeling through that, and simple testing of the hypothesis can be done. And even by doing that, one can predict the outcomes. So now you see, the research is getting so much facilitated by the help of computers. It is not that it is only helping in one sphere. It is helping in every sphere of the research part that one by one we are looking at. It helped in literature review, it helped in now simulation and modeling and proving the hypothesis, and so on. Now, this is a very nice slide that I could get hold of, which has been sourced from ResearchGate. Stages of simulation modeling. You have a real world problem Then you convert it with the help of conceptual model validation to a conceptual model. Then with the help of model verification, you get a computer model. Then through scenario verification, you get a solution or understanding. And with the help of operational validation, you go back to the real world problem. So you have modeling, you have implementation, you have experimentation, and then informing practice. All this is, in a kind of a cycle interrelated to each other and helping the researcher to advance into more and more complex situation. What happens here is that when you try to look into these problems, you have to correctly choose the software. If you have chosen the software correctly, then definitely there is no problem in your finding any solution through the model where the computer modeling can convert the real world problem very easily and in a very facile manner. Simulation and modeling in research are important tools used to understand, analyze, and predict the behavior of complex systems without performing real world experiments. They are widely used in science, engineering, economics, environmental studies, and many other fields. Modeling in research. Modeling is the process of creating a simplified representation of a real world system, process, or phenomena. The model helps researchers understand how the system works and predict future outcomes. Types of model. You can have a conceptual model which describes ideas and relationship using diagrams or theories. And the example for this is that conceptual framework in social sciences, science research is a very, you have a concept, you want to prove it, you take the help of simulation and modeling through computer in proving that research idea. Similarly, there are mathematical models where mathematical equations are used to represent relationships between variables. For example, you want to show a population growth model of a certain area. Then you will take help of, you will feed in some data and you will get some idea as to how and when this happened or could happen. So modeling in research is now it has become like an integral part of research. It is not that you are trying to see things and you are physically calculating it. You don't need to do that. What you need to do is just choose the right model which is applicable for your simulation and modeling work, and then go ahead with it. So that choice you have to make. And obviously, when you are referring to simulation and modeling and you are looking at literature, who has used which kind of model, you do get an idea as to what should be your course of line of choosing in your research. Physical models, physical representation of systems, for example, wind tunnel models for aircraft design. So these are now very well established facts. Even you don't have to so much hunt for it. You can obviously get from literature very easily which model, whether it is the physical model or the computer model or any other model which will be applicable. So in physical representation, one example that was cited is that wind tunnel model is an appropriate model for aircraft design. Similarly, computer model, use of computer programs to represent and analyze system. Like if you want to do climate modeling, then you will use computer model. Therefore, there is a great deal of importance of modeling. It simplifies complex systems, helps in hypothesis testing, predicts system behavior, saves time and cost in experimentation, assists in decision making. So it has many fold of advantages and importance. You can have very complex system, very complicated, yet with computer modeling and simulation, you can simplify it. You can test your hypothesis by using the appropriate model and finding a solution for it. You can predict the system's behavior. You can even save time. Of course, time and cost are definitely saved because the process is very much enhanced, and therefore it is very much favored to use simulation and modeling through computer in research in today's time. Simulation in research is a process of running experiments on a model to observe how the system behaves under different conditions. Instead of testing directly in the real world, researchers simulate scenarios using computers or mathematical techniques. So it is a very fundamental understanding. It is an understanding that simulation is a process of running experiments on a model and then observe how the system behaves under different conditions. So you are actually artificially creating an experimental situation. Instead of testing directly in the real world, researchers simulate scenarios using computers and mathematical techniques. So that is what they do. Instead of the real world, they make a computer model, test on that computer model, and then go back and say, yes, it can work on real systems as well. Remember, I showed you that cycle, and that cycle is very, very relevant for this understanding. Types of simulation: deterministic simulation, stochastic simulation, discrete event simulation, and continuous simulation. Deterministic simulation means no randomness involved. Results are very much predictive because you are determining, you are putting data and you are getting an outcome. So everything is very well determined and understood. In stochastic simulation, it includes randomness and some amount of probability. In discrete event simulation, system changes occur at specific points in time. So examples like queue system in banks. Continuous simulation, variables change continuously over time. Examples like chemical reaction and processes. Now, this is also a very interesting slide where I have tried to show that how modeling and simulation are interconnected. If you go by the definition, creating a representation of a system is the definition of modeling. The definition of simulation means you are running the experiment using that model. What is the purpose of modeling? Understand structure and relationships, whereas the purpose of simulation is study behavior under different conditions. What is the nature of modeling? Theoretical or mathematical? Whereas simulation actually looks at the practical experimentation on the model. You have made a model, now you want to put the data. So modeling and simulation actually go hand in hand. They have their own definition, purpose, nature, and even example if we take for modeling equation of population growth. That is the model I have selected. Now, computer will simulate and tell what are the population changes. So, the basic difference between modeling and simulation and what is their interconnectivity, what is their role with each other is also very much relevant here. Now, fourth point comes dissemination of research. A researcher does research, then at the end he is sitting and writing the report. Word processing software and online tools facilitate the preparation of research reports and publication. Research management software like EndNote, Zotero help in managing and formatting citation and bibliographies. Online publication platforms like SlideShare and Research Database allow researchers to share their findings with a wider audience. So, even when you have successfully done all the research, and now is the time to disseminate or write or let people know about your research. How will you let people know about your research? By writing a research paper or by making a PowerPoint presentation in conference or by writing a note. So if you are doing it with the help of a computer using word processing software and online tools like ChemDraw and other things for making structures, and if you are using PPT, that means PowerPoint presentation, you can also use Canova where you can put in many designs and all those things. You can make it more and more attractive. It is of great use. Similarly, when you are writing references, now reference management in say paper A and paper B, going to two different journals require different kind of, one requires APA reference style, the other one requires MLA's reference style. If you put it on EndNote, changing the EndNote or Zotero is very easy, because if you have put your reference in EndNote, then it can be converted to any journal style. It can be APA style, it can be MLA style, and that is something which is manageable. And that is why we say that, this facility was not possible. In earlier times, if we have put in one style, you can't change. It will have to be retyped to change it. Now, this kind of facility for reference management is a big help for the person, because what happens, I'll tell you. Suppose you have sent the research paper in a particular style of referencing, say APA style, to journal A. Now, they did not accept it. So now you have to send it to journal B, and the referencing style of journal B is different. So you will have to depend on retyping it. But if you have done through softwares like EndNote or Zotero, then you can, in one click of the computer, you can change, and in the entire paper the new reference style will come. And this is a usual problem, or I would say situation, not a problem but a situation which arises every now and then, because it is always there that there is a probability that it will be accepted, and there is an equal probability that it may be rejected and you will have to send it to another journal. So that is the kind of help that one gets in even reference management. So both in report writing and reference management, the computer helps a great deal. Then there are many other applications like instrument control. Computers are used to control and monitor scientific instruments in laboratory setting. Knowledge sharing. Online platform facilitates collaboration and communication among researchers. Employee assessment, computer-based assessment are used in hiring, performance evaluation, and training in various fields. So you will see that most of the instruments that we saw in the previous lecture, like spectroscopic methods and chromatographic methods, are all computer driven, which means that computer has a software which actually does the running of the instrument. You give a command to the computer and that command is translated into the functions of the instrument, whether it is gas chromatography, whether it is UV vis, or whether it is FTIR, or whether it is NMR. So nowadays, all the instruments are computer driven, and therefore there is the control of the computer, and through the monitor, the scientific instruments, the laboratory settings are done. Online platform facilitates collaboration and communication among researchers. Employee assessment. Computer-based assessment are used in hiring and performance evaluation and training in various fields. So there are n number of application. You name it, whether it is instruments control, whether it is knowledge sharing, whether it is employees assessment, a variety of other application other than report writing and reference styling and all of that. So now you will see that all this is so very important that it really is facilitating the research using computers. Computers in research. Computers are used in scientific research extremely, and it is an important tool. Research process can also be done through computers. Computers are very useful and important tools for processing huge number of samples. It has many storage devices like compact disk and auxiliary memories. Data can be used from these storage devices and retrieved later on. There are various steps necessary to effectively carry out research, and the desired sequencing of these steps in the research process. This data can be used for different phases of research. So you see, whether it is computer which is used in data management, or so they have a big storage. And computers are really very useful in scientific research, and they are very important tool, because in the research process everything now primarily or practically has to be done by computers, and they have compact disks and auxiliary memories to store all the data. That is the best part. The data can be used from these storage devices and retrieved later on. So they remain there. If you are writing in a copy, the copy may perish because over a period of time. But this data, if you have all the time updated your computer, will always be there, and if it is not infected by any viruses. That's why they say that quick heal or such antivirus software should be run periodically, so that your computer data is safely stored in the computer. Because but you have to take backup. all the time. You cannot rely on the machine throughout. You have to understand that these are machines. They have to be backed up with the help of another device, or in any hard disk you separately store all your research data. Because if it is infected once, then all your data will be gone. Or if the computer crashes due to some other hardware reasons, then all your data will be gone. Computers have such a big role to play, but being totally dependent on computer also becomes a very challenging situation, because as I told you, once in the laboratory, one student's entire data got crashed and he had to repeat all the experiments because he had not taken a backup. So that was a learning lesson for all of us, that every time we have any data and we have made some conclusions, we should take it at 2-3 different places, in 2-3 different computers, or in pen drive, or in hard disk, so that if a situation arises, we are safeguarded that our data is there. Thankfully, in another case, what had happened, that the student had written the papers and had stored elsewhere those papers. So at least he had the data of those papers. He didn't have to do all of the experiment all over again. Now these two incidents were like eye opener to us, because we had to understand that these things can happen, and when they actually happen in your research tenure, then it is a very sad situation. And in order to overcome that sad situation, a backup is a must. And this I am telling repeatedly because you will be starting your research career sooner or later. And this can arise this situation can arise in anybody's life. And that is where you need to safeguard. There are 5 phases of research process. The 5 major phases of research processes: conceptual phase, design and planning phase, data collection phase, data analysis phase, and research publication phase. Now you will see, one by one, we will see that how at every phase the computer application becomes very, very crucial and necessary. In conceptualizing also, if you are looking at any model, you are looking at some simulation, you want to first prove it through theoretical calculations that this reaction will go. Then when you are designing your experiments and planning, even then you need a lab book, computer software. Then for data collection phase also, there are aids which help, softwares which help us. Then data analysis, of course, we use undoubtedly the computers. And then when we are making research publication phase, we are again using it, as we saw in one of the previous slides. Computer phase and computer. That means you are conscious in your conceptual phase. How are you using the computer? Conceptual phase and computer consists of formulation of research problem, extensive literature survey, theoretical framework, and developing the hypothesis. So in all these phases of your conceptualization of a research plan, you need computer. Computer helps in searching the existing literature in the relevant field of research. It helps in finding the relevant existing research papers so that researcher can find out the gap from the existing literature. computers help for searching the literatures and bibliography references stored in the electronic database of the World Wide Web, WWW, which we very commonly use. So, you see that at every stage, even in the conceptualization phase, there are subphases. And at every phase and subphase, we are dependent on computer. In today's time, nobody can say that I will do research without using computer in my conceptual phase. He or she cannot do it because we have become so dependent on computer application that at every stage of our research, we are dependent totally on using computer aided sites. Then when it comes to design and planning phase, how is computer related? Let us look at that. Computer can be used for deciding population sample, questionnaire designing, and data collection. They are different internet sites which help to design the questionnaire. You need not copy and paste from there, but they will give you a guideline, a kind of a template. The questions have to be yours. So, even if you have a template, then you can at least build your own questions based on your research problem and your research question and your objectives. Softwares can be used to calculate the sample size. It makes pilot study of the research possible. So, you see, even in the field of design and planning, computers have a big role to play. In pilot studies, sample size calculation, standard deviations are required. Computers help in doing all these activities. And so you will see that not only in the conceptual phase, even in design and planning phase, at every subphase of that, you are using computer knowingly, unknowingly, wanting, unwantingly. You are compelled because that is how research is driven in today's time. And we are not only dependent, it is also very helpful. The dependency is based on the help that we get from these computers. Then comes the role of computer in data collection phase. Role of computers is immense. Empirical phase consists of collecting and preparing the data for analysis. In research studies, the preparation and compilation of data are the most labor intensive and time consuming aspect of the work. Typically, the data will be initially recorded on a questionnaire or record for suitable for its acceptance by the computer. To do this, the researcher is in connection with the statistician, and the programmer will convert the data into Microsoft Word file or Excel spreadsheet or any statistical software data file. These data can be directly used with statistical softwares for analysis. So here also we have many softwares which are equipped for converting your numerical data into some kind of a logical statement, or can show that variables have interdependency or they do not have interdependency, and so on. Whatever you are wanting to prove through your data, this computer can do with the help of the software. And it is always very easy to do that because these softwares are very well developed and they are multi-purpose. It is not that a software that is developed for only chemistry, others cannot use it. It may have its other variables. So you have to make choices for chemistry research, or you have to make choices for biology research or clinical research and so on. So they have many drop down options where you have to make the right choices. Now that is where your intelligence and your intellect of making the right choices of the software parameters have to be done. Data collection and storage. Data collection and storage also, as we know, all the data is collected and stored in computer undoubtedly. And there is no doubt or any inference that we draw that we need not use computer. We have to use computer because the data obtained from the research subjects are stored in computers in the form of Word files or Excel sheet, spreadsheet, or any statistical software data file. This has the advantage of making necessary corrections or editing the whole layout of the tables if needed, which is impossible or time consuming in case we are writing in hand written books. So you now see that data collection, data storage, data planning, everything, and data processing, data management, everything is done with the help of computers. Nobody can imagine doing research in today's time without using computers. Now our dependency has increased to that extent. And you saw that among all the 5 stages of research, at every stage, whether it is conceptual stage, whether it is designing stage, whether it is data collection stage, whether it is sample size determination, everywhere we have to use computers. So that is the kind of dependency that we have. Data analysis and what is the role of computer? Undoubtedly, data analysis is one of the phase that is using computer in and out. Still in conceptual phase, you can think of sitting and doing the concept on your own. But data analysis will require anyway and every way the use of computer. So it consists of analysis of data, interpretation and hypothesis testing, data analysis phase consisting of statistical analysis of the data and interpretation of the results. Data analysis and interpretation can be done with the help of computers or is done with the help of computers. Not can, but it is done. For data analysis, softwares are available. These software help in using the techniques for analysis like average, percentage, correlation, and all the other types of mathematical calculations that may be required. Software used for data analysis are SPSS, Stata, SYACT, etc. Computers are useful not only for statistical analysis but also to monitor the accuracy and completeness of the data as they are collected. These softwares also display the results in graphical chart or graph form. So once the data is analyzed through a computer software, You can use these softwares like statistical softwares like SPSS or Stata or R by any means, and you can get it in tabular form or you can get it in graphical form. Many a times in the paper we have to put a graphical representation of showing if something is happening. We can show it on the graph where x-axis is showing one parameter, the y-axis is showing the other parameter. It becomes very, very, readable. No need to read the paragraph. The moment you look at the graph, immediately the message is conveyed that this is what it is trying to convey. So what it means is that softwares can do all that you want them to do in the most facile and easiest manner. You will be struggling with graph paper to draw a good graphical line, but software can do it on Origin Lab or many other such, or even Excel can do it in a very, in a click of the second, that you will get the graph on the screen. You can nicely, take from there, make a copy, put it in your paper, and because it is software driven, it is perfect. The dimensions are absolutely clear. You don't have to adjust any dimensions and so on. When you're drawing a graph with scale and pencil, it may be quite challenging. But these graphical softwares have been developed for with such efficiency that they look very beautiful. If you want to even have a hyperbola, curve, or any kind of straight line, or whatever curved line, or whatever is the situation, it will show graphically that shape in the graphical representation. So that is the kind of effectiveness that these computer softwares have in data analysis. Then let us see the role of computer in research publication. We did take a look of it in a little while ago, but now we will delve a little deeper. After interpretation, computer helps in converting the results into research article or report which can be published. This phase consists of preparation of report or presentation of the results. Formal write-up of conclusion has to be reached. This is the research publication phase. The research article, research paper, research thesis, or research dissertation is typed in word processing software, converted to portable data format PDF, which we popularly call, and stored. Because when you make a portable data formatted document, nobody can make any changes. In Word file, some people can come and play around and do some mischief, but PDF files, nobody can make changes, including you. And stored or published in the World Wide Web, that is www. Online sites are available through which we can convert our Word file into any format like HTML, PDF, or even many other formats. The journal may ask, send your document in HTML file or send your document in PDF file, so that the computer can change the format without your physically typing in that format. Various online applications are also available for this purpose. Even one can prepare our document using online word processing software and can be stored, edited, accessed anytime, anywhere using internet. Once my paper is published, it is, say, available in ScienceDirect.com. I can access it, you can access it, anybody in the world can access that paper just by putting the title or the DOI number, or putting the author's name and looking for those papers written by that author and finding it. So it is very easy to actually identify papers using research or looking for research publication through computers. And as we saw, even in reference styling, computer is very helpful. After completing the Word document, a researcher needs to give source of literature studied and discussed in references. Computers are also helpful in preparing references. References can be written in different styles. All the details of the author's journal, publication volume, book can be filed in the options reference given in computer and is automatically changed to the information and the required style. Software used to manage the references are something like EndNote, Zotero, etc. A researcher need not worry about remembering all the articles from where literature is taken. It can be easily managed with the help of computer. Simulation. Simulation is an imitation of operation of real-world process or system over time. Simulation is used in many contexts, such as simulation of technology for performance optimization, safety engineering, testing, training, education, and video games. You can see that it has such wide application. Often, computer experiments are used to study simulation models. Simulation can be used to show the eventual real effects of alternative conditions and courses of action. Simulation is mainly used when the real system cannot be engaged because it may not be accessible, or may be very expensive, or may be dangerous, or not acceptable to engage, or it is being designed but not yet built, or it may be simply not existing. Using computers in simulation in research carried out in various fields. It is not just in chemistry or physics. In any field, simulations can be done, and modeling helps in getting the simulation done. Scientific research and data storage. We have already seen that data storage is so important when it comes to talking about use of computers in scientific research. And we have seen that experiments based on scientific research, scientific experiments in any of the natural sciences generate a lot of data that needs to be stored and analyzed to derive important conclusions or to validate or to prove hypotheses. Computers attached with experimental apparatuses directly record data as it is generated. And therefore, we have all these different types of software, SPSS data file, Lotus spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheet, DOS text file, etc. Knowledge sharing through internet. In the form of internet, computers have provided an entirely new way of sharing knowledge. Today, anyone can access the latest research papers that are made available for free, or sometimes you have to even pay through websites. Sharing knowledge and collaboration through internet has made international cooperation on research projects very possible. Through various kinds of analytical software programs, computers are contributing to scientific research in every discipline, ranging from biology to astrophysics, discovering new patterns and providing novel insights. Data management packages, that is DBMS, database is an organized collection of information. A DBMS is a software designed to manage Adapt base. Various desktop databases are Microsoft Access, Paradox, DBase, and many others that, of course, you will get to know as you go along. But the common ones are Oracle, Server, Sybase, and these are some of the ones which are very integral, are the ones which are very commonly used. Open source database packages are MySQL, PostgreSQL, and so on, and Firebird. These browsers, a web browser is a software application which enables a user to display and interact with the text, image, video, music, games, and other information. And therefore, this website, World Wide Web, that is www, is a local area network which helps a lot in this kind of database management packaging. Statistical tools we have already seen. We have word processing packages, we have presentation software like you have this PowerPoint presentation, Corel presentation, Apple Keynotes, software PowerPoint, Microsoft PowerPoint, Lotus Freelance Graphics, and so on. And for word processing, we also have Microsoft Word, WordStar, WordPerfect, and so on. But most commonly, it is the Microsoft which is used. So therefore, there is a huge role of computers in research. Computers have revolutionized the field of data analysis by providing powerful tools and algorithms for processing and interpreting complex data sets. Researchers across various disciplines rely on computer-based methods to analyze data, perform statistical computation, and develop predictable models. Microsoft's Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Spotify, iTunes, Outlook, and web browsers like Chrome, these are all common examples of desktop application, and you are likely to find the use on your computer all the time happening. So to conclude this lecture, I would say that computers have helped in serving the difficulties faced by human beings. By the passing of time, computers have been reduced from size to room to 6 of human palm. Computer performs many functions and does variety of jobs with speed and accuracy. Today, life has become impossible without computers. It is used in schools, colleges, and has become indispensable part of every business or profession. Research is also an area where computers are playing a major role. Use of computer in research in science is so extensive that it is difficult to conceive today without searching through the help of a computer. Many research studies cannot be carried out without use of computer, particularly those involving complex computation, data analysis, and modeling. Computer is scientific research is used at all stages, starting from study, proposal, budget stage to submission, presentations of finding, and so on. So you will appreciate with me that this is definitely one of the greatest tool for a researcher to use computer. It has huge application. So with this, we have come to an end of this lecture. Thank you.